coming to you with the Black Ink Crew Chicago review. So, we left off with Van and Ryan fighting, right? So, of course, security breaks it up and everything, and so now we have Charmaine thinks Ryan instigated the situation, and Ryan's not here for it. Of course, Junior feels like, it's Ryan's shop, it's Ryan's rules, and Van was disrespectful. Ryan basically was like, Van started it because, he came in the door with the wrong attitude, and he was highly disrespectful, mumbling on his breath and saying, it was just, he felt some type of way. So then we have Ryan and Rachel. They're having drinks with some friends at a reggae club, which I was here for it. And the friends was trying to find out when Ryan was going to propose to Rachel, and they've been together for a long time, and it's about time to take that next step or whatever. But Ryan was more or less like, listen, let's get the relationship good going, before we decide we're going to go down somebody's aisle, which makes a lot of sense. Because first we got to find out why Rachel back. That nail polish line must not have did good. Alright, so then Rachel comes up with these bright ideas that's not wrong and it's not right for her to say. But she basically says that she would change the locks on Van. And Ryan must have took her to it because he changed them damn locks. Van was not happy about it. But anyway, so we hear Van, we see Van is in his kitchen with his new girlfriend who, he just gave some keys to, so they live together. And his daughter was there, and they were talking about her grades in school and, what the fact that she's played in sports and stuff. And, he was just kind of giving her some life lessons on, the things that he did when he was younger and the mistakes that he made. And he was just basically trying to get her not to do the same thing. So I thought that was kind of neat, but she's a teenager or a kid and she's not hearing it. So then we have sad news. His brother calls to tell Van that his uncle who raised him died, and that hit Van kind of hard because he didn't get a chance to say goodbye. And we saw like a more vulnerable, less incredible Hulk Van this episode so far. So that happens. All right, so now we get Charmaine at her other job. She's working at the studio, and she's interviewing this fine little kid, little Bibby, and she makes a horrible mistake. So he tells her that he catches her Instagram or whatever, and he left it up to interpretation. I get it. But really, Charmaine? So he is talking ultimately about her food because she posts the food that she cooks on Instagram. And this heifer, when he says he wants to know how it tastes, okay, it's radio. You can't see his face. The audience members probably thought the same thing. She said, oh, you want to eat my booty on air? Who does that? Charmaine does. She does that. Anyway. So he was like, nah, you cook. She was like, oh, yeah, I do be posting my food. And then they show her clips of her Instagram where they're showing her food or whatever. She is a mess. A hot mess, period. Anyway, so her boo thing, Nick, pops up on her right after that. So she cuts to a break, and he comes in, gives her some flowers and some lunch or whatever. I guess dinner, because it seemed like it was really late. And guess who pops up on her? Her boss. Her boss was not happy. Not happy at all that she is in the studio, 1, with food, 2, with locking lips with her boyfriend, 3, that he don't know and he don't want in the studio, and 4, in front of the artist that you're supposed to be interviewing. So Charmaine was put on a 30-day probationary period, so she can't afford to mess up. Anyway, so that was crazy to me. I was like, what in the world? Now, remember last episode, I was like the two people that stood out for me was Van and Ashley doing the most. Okay, I know some of y'all probably like, well, why come you ain't think Don was doing the most? Because Ashley did the most and made Don just lose his whole shit. And we all know he's a loose cannon. That nigga is crazy. Okay. So here we go. We got Ashley. Ashley is trying to talk to Don. We find out that Don has been sleeping in the other room and hasn't really been talking to her, and he's just like over her right now. So she's trying to open the lines of communication, and she said, "Oh, we need something. We need to communicate. We need somebody to help us talk to each other because we're not communicating right. We're not doing this thing good. So we need Jesus." So I don't know where Don's head is at or where his whole mood is, because when she said that, like in his confessionals, he was just cracking up. So apparently he feels like it's more serious than that. We didn't see them no more for the rest of this episode, which I was so happy for, because Ashley has she filled my quota for her for the season. She did too much. Kat tells Danielle that she started seeing somebody and he's going to pop through. And so he pops through. He's a nice little chocolate brother. Likes it. I likes it. Danielle is labeled for this. I'm going to just call her the hater for this whole season. Like, I'm going to just call her. Danielle's new name is the hater. Because she's a hater. So, Kat invites him to come out with them on their girls trip. That's why I did that, because it's not a girls trip anymore if your boob's coming. So Danielle felt like she was the third wheel. Now remember, they were supposed to be going out to help Danielle kind of get over some of the personal stuff that she was going through. And I get that, I understand that, but when Boo want to come and Boo is new, Boo needs to come. Like, I want to spend as much time with Boo as I can possibly spend, so you're going to have to understand that. But here's Danielle asking her typical Danielle, hating on her friend questions, trying to throw Kat under the bus. And I know that they feel like it's all in fun, but nigga, he is new. So I need you to just act like I'm a saint for a little bit longer. Get off me. Like, what you doing? You kind of messed this up. He's a good dude. Why you trying to mess this up? Anyway, so Danielle turned into a hater at the club too. So her and Kat was dancing and everything, and the bull fell back a little bit, and then Kat went over to him, and you know that she was kind of spending some time with her boo. She probably was going to get right back to Danielle, but Danielle didn't even give her a chance. Danielle rolled out feeling like she was the third wheel or whatever, and she took an Uber back to the hotel or back to the apartment or wherever they live at. And I was just like, you know what? And Kat didn't follow her. Kat stayed there with her boo and had a good time, and I would have too. Shoot, you pop up on me out of the blue, and now I'm supposed to just, it's all about you. I got a life here now. I'm doing things. Calm down. So then we see some more tattooing, which is really rare for these tattoo shops, because we did see Kat tattooing in the first episode. Now we see Ryan tattooing, and I guess we only gonna see one person tattoo one person for the whole season. I mean, for the whole episode, like each episode, which is crazy to me. We didn't see, we saw 4 earlier in this episode, but we didn't really see him too much after that. And then, yeah, so while Ryan is tattooing the former NFL player, he's talking to us in his confessionals about how, you know, he's got to get the shop back on track, and he's the boss, and he's tired of people feeling like they own a piece of 9 Mag when they name's not on the lease and blah 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 blah. Now I do feel like, in the other tattoo artist's defense, he is kind of taking them for granted a little bit, because it's not his tattooing alone that's paying the bills. He's got other employees in there, but I do feel like the employees, namely Van, have to understand that it's a business that you are paying into, but you don't own it. You don't have no stakes, no claims, no stocks in the business. It's just somewhere that you go, you tattoo, you hand over some money for your chair or your spot or per tattoo, I don't know, and then you go home. I understand that you were there from the day that it was conceived, and he brought you guys on, and y'all are like family, but Junior is right. Y'all taking that shit way too far. Way too far. And you're affecting the business in the way that Ryan wants to run the business. I mean, you just gotta fall back. And if you don't like it so bad, start your own tattoo shop or go to someone else's tattoo shop. That's what Kat did. I mean, come on. So now we back in LA. And that's when Kat was feeling all third wheelish and decided to go home or whatever. So now we back in Chicago, and Van has to pay his respects to his uncle at the funeral home or whatever. That was sad. That was a real moment, and I'm a big sucker for tears. So somebody else is crying, I don't care what it's about, I'm crying too. I don't know what that's about. I cry when I'm angry and I can't do anything about it, and I cry as a sympathetic person. I'm just a sympathetic crier, and I love like happy endings and sappy movies and stuff like that. Be sitting there crying and mad at myself because I'm crying because it's just a movie, but I still do it. But anyway, so that was sad. Now somehow that turned into to go to war with Ryan. I didn't get the correlation. Somebody out there help me. Tell me in the comments what the correlation was between his uncle passing away and telling him not to let nobody like run over him to go into war with Ryan. I didn't get it. You can tell me in the comments what I'm missing. So anyway, that's how that went down. Okay, so that was sad. It was a real moment. I really do believe that this is something that's gonna affect Van, and it's already going to cause him to make the wrong type of decisions. I just can see it. So I guess the next day or later that day, Charmaine and not Charmaine, Junior and the Haters replacement, I don't know her name. She's nice enough, but I don't know her name because I don't even know if she's gonna be there for long. But Junior and the Haters replacement, again, the Hater is Danielle, are talking. And Ryan comes in. And Ryan comes in with a locksmith to change the locks on the shop. Charmaine comes in a little bit after that, and she's like, what's going on here? She sees the locksmith doing his job. She's like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm changing the locks. So Ryan comes in and was like, so Charmaine comes in and she's like, Ryan, like, what's up with what's going on? He's like, I'm changing the locks. It's time to make some changes around here, blah, blah, blah. So he's still on that, I'm changing things, but nobody has had a meeting yet. Nobody has come together as a whole to have a meeting. Nobody. Like, Ryan, you at least need to do that. Just have a meeting, get everybody on the same page. Look, this is what's happening. This is why it's happening. And that's the bottom line. It's not that you're explaining yourself, it's just that you're getting everybody on the same page so that the next thing that's about to happen don't happen. So anyway, Charmaine tries her best without crossing the line to let Ryan know that, hey, there's got to be another way that you and Van can solve this. It seems like you letting something personal affect the business, and this ain't gonna lead to anything good. So she tries, but he wasn't here for it. So Junior decides to input his opinion on the situation and tells Charmaine, like, hey, he's got to do what he's got to do. It's his shop. This is his rules. You know what I mean? Like, and then the Haters replacement decides to chime in and say, you know what? Every other business this is what happens on other businesses. Not everybody has a key. Only the key holder has a key, and blah, 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 blah. And it's not that they're wrong. It's just that they're really new. And, they're really new. That's it. Not that they, their opinions are valid. I'm not saying that because you're new, you don't have an opinion to give. It just isn't coming across well to somebody who's been there since it started. But that's cool. So, whatever. Hey, so now we're back in LA, and Danielle has on the ugliest glasses. No, I can't even lie and say that they're the ugliest, because lately there has been a slew of ugly ass shades. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if they're coming from the same company. I don't know if that's just a new thing and I'm just not up on it. I don't know. But the glasses were ugly and I wasn't here for them. So, whatever. She was sitting poolside and Katrina comes through with some champagne and some Cheetos, some hot Cheetos, because apparently these girls on this show love hot Cheetos, because this is the second attempt to cheer somebody up with some damn hot Cheetos. So, it worked a little bit, but it really only worked after Danielle had to get over herself and actually admit that she was being a little selfish, and Kat did admit, I have to work on my empathy for other people because Kat can be cold-hearted, and I think that's just a defense mechanism. That girl's been through some stuff, and she has decided that she's only going to focus on what she feels makes her happy. So she said she had to work on that, and I believe it because, hey, we all have our downfall. We all have our faults, and if your fault is to make sure that you are okay at the end of the day, I don't see nothing wrong with that. Now, I understand that it can come across a little selfish. I understand it can come across a little bitchy, standoffish, and a little cold-hearted, but at the end of the day, if there's no one else looking out for you but you, then you need to look out for you. And that's just it. That's how I see it at. So they get over their little mess. Van calls. So they do a little FaceTime on there. And he basically tells her that his uncle passed away. And she's sad about that for him. And she understands that the people that she loves the most that are in Chicago are kind of missing her and kind of needing her right now. They're going through some stuff. So Van kind of breaks down and was just like, yo, I need you to come back. I need you to help me get this 9MAG thing together because it's crumbling. And in a sense, it's crumbling because the regime is changing. Ryan has his home life together and he sees that the work life is just not where he wants it to be. So he's making changes. But again, he's not having any meetings with anybody. He's not coming together to build a team. He's basically alienating people and making people feel like they just don't matter. Like none of their decisions make a difference. So she was like, I'm going to think about it. Because she left for a reason. There was a lot of drama back there. There's a lot of people draining her. They're calling her all the way to where she is, popping up on her with their problems. And I can understand that she don't want to go back there to just dive right back in the middle of all that negativeness. I get it. But I have a feeling that she's going to show up. So the main event for this episode was, so we all know that Ryan changed the locks. Okay, cool. So keep that in mind. So here comes Van. It's in the evening now, or the night, because it's dark outside. He pulls up in his car or whatever, and he goes to unlock the door with his key, and his key don't work. So he says to himself, now I know Ryan ain't go crazy and change the locks. Well, baby, he did. So how about Van goes back to his car, pop on some O.J. Simpson gloves, get that little crowbar out, goes to the door and breaks the window, child. I said to myself, where they do that at? Chicago. They do that in Chicago, apparently. Maybe not everybody, but Van did it. And he didn't care. He feels like he is right for breaking in. Nobody's gonna keep him out of 9MAG. He was there when it first started. He started 9MAG, and I mean, you would think that he was there when Ryan signed on the dotted line to get the lease for the building. You would think that he actually had to sign each document that was ordering new supplies and parts and pieces for that damn building. I mean, you would think that he picked out the toilet paper, whether it be 1-ply or 2-ply. I mean, the way he talks about 9MAG is like that's his entire world, his life, his everything. Now, I get it because 4 has his music career. Charmaine now has a radio station. Danielle didn't have anything, but she was only tripping over Terrence, and nobody really was interested in that, so she got axed. And then we got Ryan. This is Ryan's business, but, his home life is on point now. So it's like he's not worried about anything because his home life's on point now. And who else is there? Junior. Junior seems cool. Junior, like, this is just a regular job. Like, I've worked at other jobs before where there's order and structure. So Van locks. He gets in. He breaks the window. He gets in, and Junior, bless his heart. Let me tell you where Junior went wrong. Junior went wrong because this ain't his motherfucking shop. Like, he don't pay no bills up in there. He just gets a paycheck. Like, you just tattoo people, you get paid, and you move on. This isn't your spot. You don't have to advocate super hard. There's no bonus, no raise, nothing, no promotion on the line. Like, you're doing too much. Say what you need to say and keep it moving. But you gonna tell that nigga fuck you Is that for real? Like, that's what you're gonna do? You gonna tell him fuck, like, to his face? I mean, I commend you. Let me just tell you right now, guys. I commend Junior for standing up to the Incredible Hulk as he turned green and got angrier and angrier. I commend him. He didn't back down, and he took that little brick that he ran towards that brick wall with all the courage of the cowardly lion after he saw the Wizard of Oz, I guess. But that couldn't have been me. That ain't my shop. I'm gonna say what I need to say, and I'm gonna keep it moving. But I ain't gonna fight nobody over that place. Are you kidding me? Get out of here. Anyway, that was it. Ryan changed the locks. Van was not happy about it. Ashley's still tripping. Ain't no way in the world Don's gonna be able to take care of them on an assistant's salary. He wasn't even in the shop. So he telling her he's stressed out and she not hearing it because she just wants what she wants when she wants it. Danielle was being the hater was being hella selfish to a point, because she went out there to try to take her mind off of things. I get it. But when Boo is new, you gotta, try to make things, So in that respect, she was a little selfish. Yeah. Y'all tell me what y'all think at the end. Let me see what the question is going to be for today. The question is going to be, well, we all know that Van was wrong for breaking in. Where did they do that at? I don't even understand that. That's I don't even get that. Do you think that Danielle was right to feel like Kat should have been there for her more and less with her boo while Danielle was in LA? Let me know down in the comments.